House.
Katrina Shanks.
Mr Speaker, it's my pleasure to take a call on the Hutt City Council Graffiti Removal Bill. I thought I'd talk to the House a little bit about the history of why this bill is important to the Hutt City Council. In 2011, the NRB Communitrack results showed that 31% of the residents were unhappy with the amount of graffiti in their city. This dissatisfaction had increased by 10% from the previous year, and we know that residents perceive the city as unsafe when there is a lot of graffiti. So this is now considered a key issue for the residents in Lower Hutt. And the council recently performed a graffiti audit, and in this it was considered one of the worst areas in New Zealand. And the prevalence of graffiti vandalism or tagging in the community signals a lack of social cohesion, perceptions of danger, and reduced property values for owners. Therefore, it is detrimental to the people of the Hutt to have this amount of graffiti. But this legislation won't address the underlying causes of the graffiti. It only addresses the cleaning of that graffiti. This council has worked hard to try and get rid of its graffiti. It's spent over $300,000 every year in eradication of graffiti, but its tagging has increased over the last 2 years. In fact, its contractor for the council has cleared more than 1,000 tags every month. 1,000 tags every month. That's pretty incredible. And that doesn't include the utility companies taking away their tags, private property owners taking away their tags, community groups going and eradicating the tags. They've also appointed a new graffiti coordinator, which is a positive step in the right direction. But it's running numerous programs out in the Hutt. It's got many tools in its box already. It's educating people at various levels. It's running a program through schools called Tag Free Kiwi. It's providing information to the community to report on how to tag to the council. It's promoting legitimate street art. It's formed the Wellington Regional Graffiti Forum, where the councils across the region have got together with the regional council and the police to try and work out what to do with its graffiti problems. It's got effective reporting and database systems in place. And this is my favourite, it's got Adopt a Spot, where the community can go out and adopt a spot and where it's going to look after its spot and eradicate its graffiti. And Resines, which is a great company out in the Hutt, has come on board, provided the supply of free grey paint to these Adopt a Spot initiatives. So the council has got a lot of tools in its toolbox already, and this bit of legislation is one more tool in the toolbox. So the current legislation does not allow the council to go onto private property to clean up graffiti marks which are visible from a public place. So that's what this legislation enables the council to do it. And there are safeguards in place, so they can't come onto your property unannounced. They've got to serve 10 days notice to the property owner or occupier to tell them what their proposed plan is, when they're going to come on, who's going to come on, and what they're going to do. So there are those safeguards in place, and the owner can object to the proposed action. If an objection is made to the council, they won't take this proposed action. But I have some concerns that I think needs to be teased out in the select committee. One of them is the definition of graffiti, and it isn't in the bill. The other is who is the owner or occupier, and who should be contacted, and who pays for this graffiti removal. Do you know the answer to that, Trevor? The council's paying for it? That's great. So the council's going to pay for this?
Try to collect off these people.
Yeah, that would be right. And so who pays for this? And that the council, Trevor just cleared that the council will pay for it. And what grounds can an owner-occupier object? Is there a reasonableness test, or is it just they object and then there's no test for that? And the last one is, which was brought up in a bit of the commentary, is around there's no separate clause in the bill to compel the council to desist from the proposed action if an objection is received. And I'd like to see that teased down in the select committee process as well. And then there's the issue of civil liability. So if the council goes on, does damage to the property, there's no comeback. And I'd like that teased out as well in the select committee process in terms of on the select committee and weather tightness. And some cleaning products can cause problems with building materials. I'd like that teased out as well. But it's my pleasure to support this bill to the select committee. Thank you.
Holly Walker.
Mr Speaker, may I take this opportunity first of all to congratulate you and your fellow